But now you think you're gonna drown.
Oh,
Can't tell that you're bigger than the sea that you're sinking in.
awesome.
And you don't know what you got, but you got it.
This guy feels the need for speed. 15-year-old Ajax teen Meyer Deonarine is too young to legally drive on the lakeshore, but over this past weekend, he won all 3 of his Radical Cup races at the Toronto Indy. Joining us live now is the upcoming motor racing star. Mayor, welcome to CB24 Breakfast. Good to talk to you. Congratulations on your sweep this weekend. What was that like? And what are the, just to give people a context, what are the ages of most of your competitors as well?
Yeah, so the ages range from 15 years old, me being the youngest, to 60 years old. But you might think that they're old and they might not know how to drive, but they are champions, like world champions, Asian Le Mans champions, highest class racers.
So that makes your sweeping it even more impressive. What was that like? Like, what was the reaction in the pit row, and what was your own reaction when you managed to pull this off?
Yeah, well, it was amazing to win at home. I didn't win one, but I won all 3 races. And being at home with the home crowd was amazing. And the best part was I got to spend the Saturday with my grandparents on their 50th anniversary and get race 2 win for them.
That is so special. That's amazing. And I know family is incredibly important to you, so that's really wonderful here. Give us a bit of some background here. When did you first get behind the wheel, and when did you know, hey, this is me, this is what works for me?
Yeah, so I started when I was 10 years old. I got invited out by one of my friends when I was playing baseball to go to a local karting track in Uxbridge. I went up there. I turned out to be pretty good, so the owner of the track said, let's put you in a faster kart. I went in a faster kart. I got about 2 laps in, and my dad came out on track and stopped me and said, no, 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 this is way too fast.
Okay. Yeah.
And then now I'm racing on the streets of Toronto at over 200 kilometers an hour, so the progression was really quick.
You just made everyone out there envious because no one's gone over 2 kilometers per hour, mostly on the streets of Toronto, Mayor. Talk about the cars you're driving in as well. Like, what are the cars? What are the Radical Cup cars like?
Yeah, so a Radical car is basically like a sports car with no windshield and no top, with your fenders and everything, and as well as a lot of downforce. So basically we're an upside-down airplane, so instead of being lifted into the air, we're being sucked into the ground. Right. And that's how we can take corners.
Do you really feel that then as you're driving? You can feel that sucking down kind of?
Yeah, you really feel it, and you need to be really strong, especially with your arms, upper body, because you can pull up to 3.5 Gs in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, that is amazing. I mean, you're 15 years old. I mean, you're still going to, grow and get bigger and get stronger. So that must be intimidating for your opponents who you're already beating them at 15. What's the reaction like amongst those competitors? Like you said, they're up to like older than me, like 60 years old.
Well, yeah, they recognize my talent in Sebring. Ever since then, I've been progressing and progressing. I got to go over to Europe to do a couple of races over there. Right. Did really well, came back and started doing extremely well in the Radicals, and now turning out to sweep the weekend, they are noticing my talent.
I bet they are, and this won't be, there'll be more people noticing by watching you this morning. But let's talk about this sport. This is not a cheap sport. Racing at any level is expensive. How does this work? How are you funded? Do you have sponsors? How does your family manage to keep up with all this? So
yeah, we're always looking for sponsors. I have a couple right now. Through Road to Racing, one of my big sponsors, you're allowed to donate to a driver and be eligible for a charitable tax receipt. So if you want to do that, possibly, you can go to mayorracing.com and go there. You could donate to me or sponsor me directly, and that's the biggest way you can support me.
What's the next step for you, Mayor? Like, how do you progress from here? Because clearly you've got a bright future and a lot of potential.
Yeah, so my 2025 is looking pretty good. I'm looking to move up to the USF Series, which is the feeder series to IndyCar, which was the feature race over the weekend on Sunday. Yeah. And moving up through that, it's expensive, right? It's $40,000 a race and per race. Wow. And for funding and fundraising, that starts 6 to 12 months ahead of time because it's so expensive. Yeah. And again, if you want to help me on my 2025 journey, it's mayorracing.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Mayor, let's talk about, you talked about IndyCar as well, but I know your idol is Lewis Hamilton, who's F1, who just won the British Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago. Is that the ultimate goal for you? Is F1 where you want to go?
Well, it's everybody's goal, right? Sure. Everyone wants to get to F1, but the money to get there is it's a lot of money, right? And for me, it's more realistic to get to IndyCar with the funds we have at the moment. Yeah. So wherever I can go right now with my talent and the funding is where I'm going to go.
Remarkable, Mayor. You are on the road for sure. Pleasure to meet you. Best of luck. Tell us again the name of your website.
Mayorracing.com.
Mayorracing.com if you want to sponsor him. Wow, what a story. This has been great. I can't wait to see more and have you back here on the couch when you win even more. Good to talk to you.